Thanks a lot, and hello everybody. Yeah, I'm Stephan Noller, CEO and co-founder of UBIRCH, and UBIRCH is running an ESG data exchange network. And the reason for that is that we found out basically two big findings, when we talk to people, like you that care about sustainability and ESG. One was a big hunger for data, right? So if you talk especially to big corporates, how they solve their scope 3 and how they collect all this data, one of the big findings, and there's also an IBM study that supports that, is lack of data, right? Accessing data in a standardized format, getting the data at all, is a big thing. And then another for me a bit surprising finding was that sharing is possible, So we asked people even from Goldman Sachs and very competitive firms if they could believe to share their ESG data with others or work on a basis of shared data. And pretty much everyone said yes, There's a couple of reasons, it has to be published anyway. And it's a big ecosystem of people that believe in sustainability and so on. So sharing is possible. And that's what we built this platform on. So the UBIRCH Data Exchange Network is basically a system where companies can upload their ESG data in a standardized form. It's basically greenhouse gas-based scope 3 data. And corporates, companies that have to report on ESG data can retrieve it. They can upload their supplier list and then they see a match of 30%, get the data. For the others, we are sending out standardized data requests that can get answered, basically. And the whole idea is to make that data marketplace fluid, if you like, by offering a standardized platform and empowering the principle of sharing for ESG data. And the third thing, that I believe is that this is all going to become operational, So at the moment, we are talking about an annual report, when we talk about ESG. And I think this will all go down to procurement, So we will soon see procurement processes, where people are being asked for the commercial value of your offer, but also the ESG value. And you have to provide it in the same way. It will influence the decision making. And from that moment on, conferences like this will have a completely different energy, because it will be very much about driving business decisions. And also for that, you need a platform where the data is available with an API, where you can ask for new data, publish new data, and that's what the UBIRCH Data Exchange Platform wants to be. Thank you very much.
All right, so I'll start with the first question. So currently in the ESG reporting space, we see lack of standardization. So everyone has their own list of KPIs. How do you tackle the scalability problem? Do you use, for example, some AI to automate retrieving these KPIs? Like, what's your solution?
It's a good question. Yeah, basically, we focus very much on CSRD and Scope 3. And if you look at the regulatory framework, it's surprisingly straight and easy because it's basically 15 categories took from the greenhouse gas protocol, which is nicely documented. It's only CO2 equivalents you have to report, so it's metric data, 15 categories of metric data, and that's it. The complexity in CSRD is above, like scope 1, 2, social, and all these kind of dimensions are incredibly complex, and I would say less standardized. But scope 3 for me is surprisingly standardized, and given the ESRS that just have been published and so on, I would say we have in this subspace a surprisingly standardized chunk, of data, and that's what we focus on at the moment. We embrace also, technical data standards like, a CBOR object, for example, so you can download the data in a technically standardized form, but that's a different story. Basically, it's, greenhouse gas and scope 3 focus, I would say, is the answer.
Do we have more time, or maybe just briefly about how is your go-to-market?
Well, we have we will announce a partnership with the trade association in a few days, where we focus all their members, so vertical through the trade association. Because I think ESG matters will often not be dealt by, your own department or so, but you will outsource it to someone, and the trade association can be a good starting point. And we're partnering a lot, So Verso is on the stage later. We are proud partners of them, Lufthansa Industry, and so on, So partner ecosystem and associations.